this year, very, very close to getting his first one of 2019, and it could not have come at a better moment.
That would have been a huge answer for the home team. We were talking about, though, Butler in position to win and be in the top 6 regardless of what happens in their final match of the season. Creighton needs these points a little bit, maybe more than Butler. Obviously, they both want these points. Georgetown and St. John's above the crowd, and Providence as well, capturing a win earlier tonight. They now have 15 points.
And Georgetown, they picked up a win earlier this evening, and you mentioned it. Such a tough team at the top of the country right now are the Hoyas.
Number 1 in RPI this week in the NCAA projected field. The NCAA officially released this week that projection. Georgetown was number 1 in that projection as well. And that's what Creighton has ahead of them after this one.
Hawkinson giving it up to Ronneberg. Redshirt freshman out of Naperville, Illinois. He gets it back from Toshiro. And over to Hawkinson.
Gotta feel good if you're Butler coming in here. You're playing in a tough environment. You're playing against a team you lost 3-0 to here on this field last year. Feels good to find the back of the net early on for the Bulldogs.
Absolutely. Toshiro gets it back from Hawkinson as they pass it back and forth between each other. Rob, I'm always interested to see really how both teams respond to the early goal. You know, most people, of course, will focus on, okay, what does it mean now for the team that's down by a goal? But I am always so interested in the team that goes up. Do they end up packing and kind of going back and playing a whole lot of defense? Are they still more aggressive on the offensive end? Does it change as the match goes on? That's what I'll be keeping an eye on in the next few minutes for the Bulldogs.
It just depends on the personality of the team and the personnel out there that you have. Some teams are happy to pack it in.
Absolutely. That pass it high over the head of Espeleta.
Polot sending that through the middle. Nobody to answer in white.
Bolger throws it in. Sends it high into the sky. Cool. Looking for Cabrera Jr. Trying to get it to Gould. Just a tremendous goal scorer for the Bulldogs. 7 goals this year, 9th all-time in program history with 27. One more, and he moves up into a tie for 8th.
Now, those 27 goals in just 3 seasons as well. The transfer from SMU, the Texas native, leaving SMU after his first year, and quite an impact for the Bulldogs.
Offside called on Cabrera Jr.
And Gould made an impact. The 2017 Big East Co-Offensive Player of the Year in his first season with the Bulldogs. Of course, Co-Offensive Player that year with Creighton's own Ricky Lopez-Espin. That'll happen when you score 13 goals when you show up on campus.
Not bad when you're on your way towards 27 at this point in time. And that pass just too far for Angle King.
Heavy touch there. The turf, this new turf, this Morrison Stadium they installed before the season. In talking to both sides, they talk about how it plays more true like grass. It's a little bit slower. You see Butler coach Paul Snape, his 9th season there. Former Big East Coach of the Year, led the Big East coaching staff of the year a couple years ago when they won the Big East regular season crown. Creighton, of course, won the regular season crown last year.
Here's Gould with Gibson on him. Gives it up. Excellent touch there. Cabrera Jr. sends it too high. Yeah, we were just speaking, Rob, of 2017. And the year that staff won Coach of the Year, that was when Gould began his impressive career with the Bulldogs.
A great find there by Gould to find Cabrera trailing him. Cabrera, two-time Big East freshman of the week this season, has made a huge impact for the Bulldogs as a rookie.
Yeah, he had a great October, offensive player of the week and the aforementioned freshman of the week late in the month. So it is a team that has really just started to find their rhythm at exactly the right time, whether it's scoring goals or Georgie stopping them from being scored.
Well, it's no coincidence that this success has come when Jared Timmer returns to the lineup. He missed the first 10 matches of the year. He's played the last 5. He's got a goal and 2 assists in those. That's a big player to have back on the lineup, a former first team Big East player to have back out there, the senior co-captain. It's a big piece to the puzzle for Butler.
Yeah, preseason all-conference, and then you miss so many matches. So to get a player of that caliber, an all-conference caliber player, that far into the season, I mean, it really is just adding a great piece to the puzzle, and it is shown in October, and now their first match in November, it has showed so far as well. Letting it cool. Trying to get it to him. Nice job there by Gibson to step in front of that, gives it up to Troston.
Interesting to watch these sides. When Butler has been on the attack, when the ball is on their feet, they have been creating space and creating chances, finding those holes in the Blue Jay defense. Creighton, when the ball's on their feet, they've had a little more trouble feeling that out, and that speaks to their trouble offensively over the past month. Just 1 goal scored in the run of play over their last 5 matches. Now, they scored 2 last match, but those were both on free kicks. Just 1 goal in the run of play in the last 5 just highlights the struggles offensively they've had all year.
Yeah, they went 3 full matches without scoring one. They're trying to get one here. An opportunity. Nice job there by Georgie to get on the ground. Espeleta on the kick, and he cleans it up. They went 3 full matches, Rob, and the match before where they had scored against Villanova, that came in the 8th minute, and then when they finally broke the streak, that came with about 10 minutes to go versus DePaul. So they saw essentially 4 matches without a goal, and you just mentioned it, only 1 in the run of play.
And Creighton unable to capitalize on the turnover there by Butler deep in the offensive zone for the Blue Jays. So Espeleta got a good boot on it, but Georgie up to the challenge when it's directly at him. Just had to smother the bouncing shot.
Nice job there by Jack Ronneberg to take it away. About 15 minutes into this match here at Morrison Stadium. Josh Peterson with Rob Sims. 2 more matches, counting this one, left in the regular season. Conference tournament time is almost here as the fall sports season nears its end around the country. Nice job there by DeBolt. Has the lone goal in this one.
Well, and it's get deep into the season, obviously in conference play, but you start thinking about, we talked nationally, big picture too earlier. You look at the Big East, the 2nd ranked conference in RPI, so that's so impressive. All 10 teams in the top 68, incredible. Butler, a good chance for an at-large bid right now. You know, that's another reason they want to keep winning and putting some points on the board. They are 27th in the RPI this week. They want to get back to their 3rd NCAA trip in the last 4 years after missing last year.
Nice job by Reese Myers to get up off the dirt and play there. But absolutely, both teams have a lot on the line, whether it's in the conference or nationally. How Butler has played of late, they put themselves in a really good spot as they look ahead, not only to the Big East tournament, but the NCAA tournament as well. Troston with the tackle, misplayed it a bit, and so now Butler has an opportunity, and an offside is going to be called.
Hear the collective breath being held by the fans until they realized that the offside flag was up, as Gould had a good opportunity with the ball on his feet, his back to the basket, almost posted up, if you will. But the offside flag was up.
could have been dangerous with the offensive issues that the Jays have had. Falling down 2-0 15 minutes in would have been really tough, but instead still a 1-goal advantage. DeShiro, nice touch there. And good work by Butler for the time being. Espeleta now, got it from Hawkinson, spins around, loses it to Jack Haywood. And that pass high for Gould and just a little too far.
Well, when you've got Gould up top, you want to try to take your chances, go over the top, get the ball to him. Such a creative and dynamic scorer. Just get the ball into his feet and see what he can do. And you might see that a lot, playing that ball over the top tonight by Butler.
Sure goes down, foul called on Derek Sutton, the senior. Take a look at the replay there.
he had the guilty look immediately. When you come up and say, no, I didn't do it, then you probably did it.
Give yourself away just a little too quickly.
See another breakdown in the Blue Jay defense.
Gould getting beyond the back line. Gould with the left foot. And that one goes above the head of Paul Cruz, and Gould cannot believe it, but it was tipped above the goal, and so that will lead to a corner. But Brandon Gould, see him shake his head there. Great job by Cruz to get his fingertip on it. Wow.
And had he not, that ball might have found the back of the net. Absolutely it would have. Nice save there by the sophomore keeper for the Blue Jays. And again, Butler finding holes in this Blue Jay defense, playing some different personnel to start this match. Again, just dressing 16 active players tonight.
Sends it in. Sutton. That one goes wide. And Rob, you just had mentioned it just a few minutes ago, getting the ball to Brandon Gould, just kind of kicking it up there and letting him do work, and not long after that, he gets beyond the Creighton defense and has an opportunity.
Well, just the turnover and the heads-up play by Butler to, once they had it, he knew Gould was streaking towards net, got it onto his feet, had a great opportunity to go up early 2-0.
It's like watching a wide receiver just go deep. Hey, just throw it up and let him do his thing. Here's Cabrera Jr. as Ronneberg steps in front of it. Sutton sends it in and headed by Gould. Just didn't get the exact angle he wanted there, and so it goes back to Creighton. Troston, nice move to get beyond the defender. Gives it up to Polot. Espeleta. Oh, and that pass just a little behind Hawkinson.
Maintain possession, but lose momentum going forward. Two big holes that Creighton is missing on offense. Ziad Ferris, big contributor on offense last year for the Blue Jays, and then Charles August, who had come out strong as a freshman this year. Coach Torres loved the way that he was playing, distributing from the midfield. He went down with a season-ending injury about a month ago. The offense just has not clicked almost the entire season for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, you mentioned Ziad Ferris, Rob. He's tied for second on the team with only a couple goals. He's played in 6 matches. It explains so many of the offensive woes right there.
Well, he's such a creator, too, that they miss offensively. And that's where Charles August was coming on strong, too, and doing well in the creative role. And to lose him as a freshman just as he was starting to hit his stride. 2 goals and 2 assists for that rookie from Canada.
And correction real quick, Ferris tied for 3rd on the team in goals, not 2nd, but still only playing in 6 matches. Here is Angle King. He's unable to get the ball to him. Sutton. So Rob, we were wondering, about 10 minutes into the match, what would happen after that goal and how would Butler play it out? They certainly have not packed it in at all.
No, not at all.
They've had a couple of more opportunities, and perhaps one here. Cabrera Jr. with Polot on him. Tried to touch there to Harvey. That one goes out.
Yeah, Harvey was a little bit off balance there. He did a great job just to keep the ball at his feet and maintain possession, but unable to create anything off of that. Shooter from Indiana. Unusual. I talked to Coach Torres a few weeks ago as well and asked him, you know, do you change your approach? Do you change your formation based on personnel? And he's like, yeah, I have to. Because these players can't play the positions that they've practiced at. And so they're playing a back three tonight. And I've never seen Creighton play a back three.
Gould has it after a poor pass. Cabrera took it away from the Blue Jays. And yeah, it's almost like they've had to adjust every week or so throughout this season.
Welcome to your first head coaching job, Coach Torres.
Baptism by fire. I mean, certainly sets him up. He'll always have this to look back on and say, you know what?
Remember that first year?
Espeleta. Here's to Shiro. Yeah, final third. And a really good defense played there by Bulger, but it did go out off of him, so it remains with Creighton.
The Bulldog bench wanted a hand ball on Tashiro as he fell. Take a look here. No?
Nope, nothing there. Ronneberg to Gibson. Angle King. And that will lead to the first corner of the night for Creighton.
Yeah, Yunus Budati leading to that chance. Getting it to Angle King. Budati back after serving a yellow card suspension last match. He did not play for the Blue Jays because of compiling 5 yellows. So had to sit out. Blue Jays happy to have him back.
One of the seniors transferring from Boston College. Tashiro, another one of those seniors out of Tokyo. He sends it in, and a nice job there by Georgie. Aggressive play, gets up, takes it out of the sky, and nothing doing for Creighton. Back into play, Louis Bulger. Bulger is looking to get it to Gould. Some miscommunication there. Speaking of miscommunication, just a little bit there between Mitchell and Tashiro. Tashiro started coming back towards Luke Mitchell, and it goes to Butler. Oh, excellent job there. Jays are lucky to get away with that one. Joel Harvey almost picked that one off, read it perfectly. Just unable to get to it in time. As Polak chases it down for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, on that play, Harvey coming in. Gibson wasn't aware that he was there until the last minute. You could hear almost everybody in white yelling, man on, man on. And they, Blue Jays fortunate not to turn it over deep in their end.
Crossed in, and that goes off of Butler, so it leads to a second corner in the last few minutes. But yeah, Gibson, that was great communication, because without that, Harvey might have taken it away and gone towards Paul Cruz and that net.
Yeah, you could see the casual trot turn into an intense burst there to kick the ball away and keep possession here. Set pieces have been so important for this struggling offense for Creighton. See what they come up with here.
Hawkinson with a header toward Trostin now. Espeleta, nice move by Espeleta, sends it in. Another header, a couple of them there. Jays continuing to try to put the ball on net. Luke Mitchell was the last Blue Jay to get a foot on it, and it leads to another corner opportunity.
Outstanding job by Butler to hold off that attack. I believe it was Louis Bulger getting his head on it to help Georgie in the back. Great job by the Blue Jays. Espeleta to maintain possession, gets more opportunities. And there it was, Bulger.
Great work by Bulger. So corner comes in and stays on the ground. Toshiro, right foot, and that goes into the back of the net. And it's all knotted up at 1-1 with 19:25 left in the first half.
Yudai Toshiro. That was almost like a set play because he had so much space open to him. He scored 2 goals in his last match, coming on strong at the end of his senior season. What a build-up there off of the corner kick. They didn't play it into the box. They played it wide. And Kuba Polat gives it back to Toshiro. He finds the corner.
4th assist of 2019 for Polat, the 5th goal for Toshiro, and now he's tied with Luke Hawkinson for the team lead, and that one is huge on a senior night. A junior gives it to a senior, and it's 1-1 at Morrison Stadium.
You know, it's always neat to watch the senior day ceremony before matches like this. Yudai Toshiro, to me, showed the most emotion out of all the seniors out there. I talked to Coach Torres early in the season when Yudai was hurt. Surprising. Surprise, somebody got hurt. But Yudai needs shoulder surgery. We'll see if Creighton can build up another.
They're trying to, as Angle King. Good defense being played there by Butler, and he didn't get an opportunity.
But Toshiro needs shoulder surgery. There's no question about that. But he would have had to miss time.
And now a quick counter. Cabrera Jr. just a little too long on that touch.
And he told Coach Torres, no, these are my guys. I want to play with this senior class. I don't want to miss. I don't want to redshirt. This is my team. And so you could see that kind of emotion in the pregame, and then to have him come out and score for the Blue Jays, it's a pretty neat story for the home team tonight.
Absolutely it is. 1-1, 18 to go in the first half. Good defense, by the way, played there by Reese Myers to make sure that Angle King did not get an opportunity to suddenly make this a 2-1 match.
Well, all of a sudden this match is opened wide. Both sides finding the space out there, connecting on passes. We've gone from end to end since that goal was scored just 2 minutes ago.
We haven't seen any substitutions. We're about to see the first one. Hemi Nasser is standing, stretching on the sidelines for Butler. So it's been the same starting 11 for almost 30 minutes of play so far, and this has been a fun one. If you're just joining us, a very early goal by Griffin DeBolt gave Butler a 1-0 advantage. Yudai Toshiro answers 2 minutes ago, and it's 1-1 with so much at stake for both teams as they look to pick up a valuable 3 points with a victory.
I don't know that either team would be happy to leave here with 1 point either.
And you see there the score update. Seton Hall up 1-0 on Marquette. Both of those teams kind of on the outside looking in. Marquette with 9 points in that jumbled middle. Seton Hall has 7. So a big time important one there. Ronenberg gives it up to Toshiro. Austin. Hawkinson as he bumps into the referee. Toshiro looking in to Angle King. Nice job there by Gabrielle Georgie to step up and grab it.
Tough angle for the offense to get the header from that passing angle, and Georgie did the fantastic job to come off his line and corral it without even allowing Creighton to get an attempt there.
Trying to get it to Gould. It bounces off of his face. Cruz wants an offside. And wow, that was a dangerous situation as Luke Mitchell sent it back his way, and kind of a weird few seconds there for Creighton.
Well, Creighton wanted a handball. You said it went off the face. Creighton thought it went off the hand, and that's why they were complaining and lucky to come out of there unscathed.
Yeah, Cruz wanted one immediately. He didn't get it. And then a couple of passes that really almost hurt the Blue Jays.
Odd call there, the offside just over midfield.
Yeah, you don't really see that very often. And that goes out off of Butler, says the referee, Louis Bulger. I think he agreed with that one. His hand in the air, leads it. I think they got the right call there. Barrett Jr. almost took it away from Luke Mitchell. Hawkinson.
I feel like those two freshmen, Cabrera and Mitchell, going to have a lot of matchups over the next 4 years.
Absolutely, as Hawkinson sends it high and wide.
Mitchell has been stellar on defense as a rookie for the Blue Jays. Or Big East Freshman of the Week honors. And we talked about how good Cabrera Jr. has been offensively for the Bulldogs.
Joel Harvey heads to the bench. Hemi Nasser, the freshman, Dearborn, Michigan, he enters.
He's appeared in all 16 matches now for the Bulldogs. Started 7, all in non-conference action.
Spalletta goes down, pushed by Bulger. And wow, no foul called. And so they say it goes out off of him and over to Bulger and Butler.
That ball went off of the Bulldogs. I think they weren't necessarily upset that there was no foul call. I think it was the wrong possession on the throw-in that the fans and Coach Torres was upset about.
Letman. Nasser. Early is Tashiro heads it away. Nice play there by Bulger. Excellent tackle by Tashiro. And then some really good footwork, but he loses it. And now inside the box, and another good header to get that out. Angle King battling with Timmer, and a foul's gonna be called on Jared Timmer.
It looked like Timmer had his arm out a little bit as Angle King went up for the header. Whistled for the infraction.
See the replay there. Hawkinson is down live right now as the clock stops with 12 minutes and 11 seconds to go. And the referee calls Derek Sutton back over.
I'm surprised to see the clock stopped and not see the card come out. Aggressive take there by Hawkinson, trying to split the Bulldog defenders here. Yeah, and the late challenge by Sutton. Easily could have been a card. Would not have been shocked to see that come out. Just the warning, though.
Hawkinson, one of the seniors out of Maple Grove, Minnesota.
See where the Jays go. They go backwards. Official wasn't ready.
Now he's ready. Tashiro sends it in. Hawkinson. Hawkinson, and that head a little high from Nico Engelking.
Look great. Yeah, great footwork there by Hawkinson to maintain possession off the free kick here. You'll see the service in. No danger really on that header.
It was Engelking. 11:40 to go. First half here at Morrison Stadium. Goes down, gets up quickly. Bulger to Sutton. A few quick touches. Foul called there on Jack Ronneberg as Cabrera Jr. went to the turf.
Well, Ronneberg committed the cardinal sin too of holding up the hands immediately, and I think had he not done singled himself out there, he might have gone away with it. Yeah. It was a foul. There's no doubt there's a foul. It was just the late whistle I think the fans were upset with.
They absolutely got that one right, but you said that earlier in the match, Rob. Just giving yourself away a little too quickly. Oh, Troston just got tripped up by the ball, and it goes the other way.
It's really interesting to watch this Creighton back line and some of the passes and just the miscommunication, just 1 or 2 feet off on that possession, and they're living dangerously, but understandably so.
Yeah. I wonder how much of it too tonight, Rob, is just the way that Brandon Gould moves. You know, he's been very unpredictable with kind of where he's going, and it really sets him up. He hasn't scored it all tonight. And there he is as he's chasing down the ball. Brandon Gould leading the Bulldogs this year in goals. Will he add an 8th to the season? Just wide as it goes right in front of the face of Paul Cruz.
Beautiful buildup once again by the visiting Bulldogs. Luke Mitchell, the freshman, unable to stay with Gould, has an opportunity, just sends it wide.
And just a tough angle there. Nice touch from Nasser, who came in off the bench a few minutes ago. Butler takes the ball away. Blue Jays were caught napping, and Paul Cruz has to get on the dirt.
A little too much anticipating by both sides tonight, anticipating that the officials are going to call what they think happened, and that's what again happened to the Blue Jays there. They wanted something called. Officials said play on.
Hawkinson goes down. You're absolutely right, Rob. You know, so often in American football they'll talk about playing to the whistle, and sometimes players will stop thinking, all right, well, this one's over. And there has been that expectation on both sides tonight that a whistle is going to come when it doesn't. Now here are the Jays countering. Excellent touch. Espeleta. He has Hawkinson in front of him. Espeleta, and a nice job there by Butler to clear that one out. It was Derek Sutton that began the defense on the back line. There he is on Espeleta. Troston. And that one goes wide. Off of the foot of Yunus Budati.
Yeah, Budati might have been trying to hit the corner from that angle. I don't think it was a pass as we see here on the replay. I think that definitely was a shot.
So close, too. And you almost wonder if Georgie didn't know what that was, if he thought it was a pass and it actually was an attempt on goal.
It's such a tough angle that you don't typically see shots from that angle, but it certainly looked like he was trying to go upper left corner there.
And it almost went in. What a play. 7:45 now to go in the first half. Stay tuned for halftime. We'll have highlights, stats, and more. It has been a fun one in Omaha. Great job by Tashiro to step in front, dropping it down to Angle King. He goes to the turf. No whistle again. Blue Jays trying to take the ball away from Haywood, and that is when a whistle arrives and a foul is called. Angle King with the hands on the head as the referee has a conversation with Kuba Polak.
It'll be interesting to see the replay on this one. I don't think there was a foul in the box originally. I don't have a problem with the contact here.
Angle King.
But it's the second foul that they call on the Blue Jays just outside of the box that stopped the play that I don't think was warranted. The Blue Jays were sitting on top of the 18-yard box there with an opportunity to score. Butler player loses his footing. And the home team whistled for the infraction.
And the first one there, Rob, was Griffin DeBolt. Has the goal tonight for Butler. And so good on the offensive end and then good on the defensive end there. Physical play with Engelking. Here's toward Troston. On the near side. Excellent touch to Hawkinson. Hawkinson tried to wrap it in and it goes wide.
Deflected off the Bulldogs, so the Blue Jays will have an opportunity on a corner, which indirectly led to their first goal. See, yeah, deflected there.
Right off of the foot of Jack Haywood. I was gonna say, it seemed like it took a weird path, and that explains it. Toshiro sends it in, and wow, it just goes by everybody. Mitchell gets ahead on it. By the way, Blue Jays made their first substitution. Dominic Briggs into the match for the first time as another foul is going to be called. Brandon Gould crashes to the turf with a couple of Blue Jays around him. And you see there.
Yeah, the late challenge by Luke Mitchell coming in to try to help Yunus Boudadi.
Yes, he just got up as he puts his hands on his head, check and make sure everything's okay.
See what the set piece results in for the Bulldogs here.
There have been a lot of opportunities as this match has unfolded this first half for both sides, and with 5 minutes and change to go, such an important moment. Haywood pops it up, head, and Cruz is able to clean it up with Polot right in front of him.
Trying to get a quick counter going off the throw.
Get it to Engelking, and he did, but once again, really solid defense. Jack Haywood once more.
Blue Jays fortunate on the header off the free kick there that Bulldogs didn't have more players in front of net, because the fact that it bounced before Cruz collected it is not a good sign for the Blue Jays.
No, it's not. Toshiro drops it off to Hawkinson. Hawkinson gets it back from Polot. Bouncing around, Engelking thought he might have another opportunity. He can't believe that that didn't get beyond the back line.
Blue Jays finding some type of offensive momentum. That goal really seemed to open things up and build their confidence. Blue Jays moving a lot cleaner and sharper passes now.
Shot by Toshiro there. You said it earlier, Rob, with Butler's offense, they were able to find some holes in that back line for Creighton, and I think that the Blue Jays have started doing so with the Bulldogs. They've had a few opportunities as of late. Briggs coming on for the first time, and Nasser sends it out. He also off the bench, and so that'll lead to another corner. And Engelking, he couldn't believe that DeBolt was waiting there. He thought that he was going to have the second goal of the season. More importantly, the second goal of the match for Creighton. Toshiro. Hawkinson unable to jump as high as he would have liked to get ahead on it. And now Butler with a counter. Timmer caught from behind by Ronneberg. He gives it up though to Cabrera Jr. Sutton drops it down to Bolger. Bolger, great first step. But good defense by Troston. And here's another chance. Still nothing. It bounced off of Gibson and Toshiro. It was Brandon Gould there. No goal scored, but wow, a corner upcoming for Butler.
If you are a Butler fan watching at home, you're frustrated after this.
2, 3, and finally out of bounds. Brandon Gould looking for his 8th goal of the season. Didn't get one there.
Not the greatest defense by the Blue Jays, but defended enough to keep the ball out of the net. That's all they care about right now.
Nice job by Gibson getting ahead on it. Butler, though. Wow, what a job by Cruz to get up. Moves the entire goal, and that will lead with 1:47 to another corner.
And the slicing service in here by Haywood. Beautiful ball, my goodness.
Wow, here's Haywood. Sends it in. It goes out off of a head, and he'll throw it back in.
Now, some of the balls that Haywood has served tonight have just been really impressive. Easy to see why he leads the Big East with those 7 assists.
Absolutely, really does a good job putting the ball in the air. 1 minute remaining in the first half. It was an exciting one from the jump, but it has really picked up the pace on both sides as of late.
Yeah, I mean, with the fact that we've seen 17 shots here in the first half, 8 by the Blue Jays, 9 by Butler, 3 of which were just recorded in about 3 seconds on the last offensive possession by Butler. My goodness, it has been, like you said, it's been a lot of fun, a quick 45 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. Set pieces, great passing, great defense all around. Foul called there on Hemi Nasser. So the Jays, 20 seconds. Hawkinson getting behind the defense. Hawkinson. And the Jays will have a corner if they can get there in time. I don't think they will. Polot trying, and nothing doing as the clock runs out on a very exciting first half here at Morrison Stadium. 1-1. As you see Hawkinson and Engelking, a conversation there.
That's pretty fun. It's like, I think Engelking told, listen, we only had 10 seconds left. We couldn't afford just to get a good job earning the corner kick, but we didn't have enough time to get the corner kick.
Oh man, what a first half it was. An early goal by Griffin DeBolt, 2nd of his career. A goal late by Udai Toshiro, 5th on the season for him. And it is all knotted up at 1-1 at Morrison Stadium here in Omaha. So much to come throughout our halftime festivities. We will have stats, highlights, and more, and we will get you ready for the final 45 minutes between Butler and Creighton. So much on the line. We look forward to giving it to you on the other side. 1-1 at the half between Creighton and Butler.
It's time to fuel your ambitions by taking charge of your student debt. At SoFi, we've helped over 250,000 people refinance their student loans, saving thousands of dollars. Now you can pay off your student loans faster and reach your goals sooner. See how much you can save in just 2 minutes at SoFi.com/save.
We aren't just dreamers. We're doers.
My time. None of you people can tell me to stop.
Good things happen when you unleash a Butler Bulldog.
My time. None of you people can tell me to stop.
One of the positives about the sports business in the last couple of years, and in recent years in particular, has been the growing interest in seeing our industry become a more diverse and inclusive place.
I find it important for us to amplify the voices of those who have not traditionally had a seat at the table. As a Black African woman, my various social identities are always at the forefront of my daily interactions, from my first name, my culture, to where I'm from. So for me, diversity is about us celebrating our uniqueness as a society.
A lot of what happens in terms of diversifying workforce in the college world happens at the campus level. That's really where the core hiring takes place. The schools are responsible for hiring their directors of athletics, their staffs, their coaches. And so the conference is really a step away from that activity, but I think conferences can and should set a tone. And so in the Big East, we have tried to make diversity and inclusion a conference strategic priority. We have, for example, within our conference SAC group, designated a diversity and inclusion officer. D&I has become an important topic of discussion at SAC meetings. And our D&I officer is now included into the conference-wide diversity and inclusion working group that we've created.
I currently serve as the conference's Student Athlete Advisory Committee's Diversity and Inclusion Officer. This position is charged with ensuring that the conference carries out its commitment to inclusion for all. And I assist the conference staff in creating opportunities for student athletes from different backgrounds to come together to share and exchange ideas. I also work closely with the Big East Diversity and Inclusion Working Group.
You know, when I think about diversity, I think about the fact that diversity is a fact. When we think about inclusion, we think about inclusion being a choice. And I think if we can succeed in anything at the Big East is to impress upon everyone how inclusion isn't just a choice but a responsibility.
The Big East is committed to continuing the development of programs and initiatives that support diverse and inclusive environments for our student athletes, coaches, staff, and communities.
It's time to fuel your ambitions by taking charge of your student debt. At SoFi, we've helped over 250,000 people refinance their student loans, saving thousands of dollars. Now you can pay off your student loans faster and reach your goals sooner. See how much you can save in just 2 minutes at SoFi.com/save.
We aren't just dreamers. We're doers.
My time. None of you people can tell me to stop.
Good things happen when you unleash a Butler Bulldog.
My time. None of you people can tell me to stop.
Welcome back, Morrison Stadium, Omaha, Nebraska. What a first half we had here between the Butler Bulldogs and the Creighton Blue Jays. You see the score there, 1-1 with 45 minutes to go in this one. 3 valuable points at stake as we welcome you back up into the broadcast booth. I am Josh Peterson alongside Rob Sims. Rob, and we've talked about it all night long, this jumbled mess, the middle of the conference in terms of what it will mean for seeding. Those 3 points are important, and right now, if this thing finished up, each of them would get 1, and I don't think that's what they want right now.
Absolutely not. They want a result that gives them 3 points, that gets Butler into the Big East tournament. Creighton needs 3 points, and they have to face the top team in the conference in the finale of the regular season, so they desperately need those 3 points.
Absolutely. Butler came into this one with 10 points, the Blue Jays 9. Let's take a look at the first half highlights and what we saw unfold. Rob, it got going incredibly early, the senior night festivities, and Butler, they were trying to ruin the evening pretty much right from the jump.
Well, their offense came out clicking. Creighton's trying to find themselves defensively, and they don't find themselves defensively here. That allows the goal in the 4th minute by Griffin DeBolt.
3 minutes and 9 seconds into the match, and it's already 1-0, and it's a Creighton offense, Rob, that has struggled throughout the last month getting going, but they were aggressive time after time following that goal from DeBolt.
Yeah, it took them about 15 minutes to get their spacing where they liked it offensively, but once they did, they started to connect, get some opportunities like that one, and they started to get rolling, unloaded some shots off the corner kicks, and got one to go finally.
G with an excellent play there, and I think, Rob, one of the impressive parts about what we saw from Butler, too, is they decided not to back up and just play defense the whole time, but they missed that one. Udai Toshiro sends it into the net, and that made it 1-1.
Yeah, how great is it to see the senior score on senior night with his parents from Japan in the stands tonight, putting the Blue Jays, pulling them back even.
Opportunity late in the half there from Brandon Gould. 5 shots, 1 on goal in the first half for Gould, none of them in, and that was a really late opportunity there for Yunus Budati, and it just missed.
Watch this flurry.
Yeah, what a moment. 3 separate times Gould was able to get a foot on it, but it just carams off of a few Blue Jays, and that was the last opportunity that we saw there for a goal from Butler. Let's take a look now at the stats overall. I mean, just incredibly fun. When you see almost double digits in shots, Rob, in the first half, you know that you're in for a fun one, and it shows there.
Not the offense that I expected to see from Creighton, at least. Butler, their offense has come along over the last month. We talked about how well they've played. Just 1 loss in October, Creighton with just 1 win in October. To see those 17 shots in the first half, we talked about how wide open it became after those initial 10 minutes. It was a fun first half offensively for both sides.
So, Rob, now as we look ahead to the second half and what that is going to mean for this one, what are you looking forward to, especially in those first 10 to 15 minutes as both sides continue to figure out exactly what they're trying to do?
I want to see if Creighton can establish and stay in a formation defensively. They're playing with 3 in the back, and it'll be interesting to see how long they decide to stick with that, if they stick with 3, or if they maybe move back to 4, which is their normal formation. But again, with the limited numbers that Johnny Torres has for the Blue Jays, they might just have to stick with the 3 in the back line.
Did not see a whole lot of substitutions in the first 45 minutes, and there are 45 minutes to go. We can't wait. We will have more coming up on the other side, 1-1 through 45 minutes.
It's time to fuel your ambitions by taking charge of your student debt. At SoFi, we've helped over 250,000 people refinance their student loans, saving thousands of dollars. Now you can pay off your student loans faster and reach your goals sooner. See how much you can save in just 2 minutes at SoFi.com/save.
We aren't just dreamers. We're doers.
My time. None of you people can tell me to stop.
Good things happen when you unleash a Butler Bulldog.
My time. None of you people can tell me to stop.
Postseason tickets are now available for 2 Big East Fall Championships presented by Jeep. For tickets to the Big East Women's Soccer Championship semifinals and the final here in Omaha next week on November the 7th and the 10th. You see the URL there at bigeast.com/WSOC tickets. If you would like to purchase yours, it will be a fun week, Rob, in Omaha with a couple matches taking place on the 7th. You see there Xavier and Georgetown. They know that they will be in Omaha, but will Villanova or DePaul and then Butler or Providence follow to go up against those 2 squads?
Yeah, super impressive by the Xavier women to overtake Georgetown to earn that #1 seed. Georgetown, obviously a national power. Xavier coming on strong to get that top seed. And Morrison Stadium, what better place is there to host a soccer championship than right here in Omaha at this beautiful facility?
Yeah, you mentioned it in the first half, Rob. Brand new turf as well, and this place is going to have a great time. Let's take a look as well now at the Big East Honor Roll as we get, amazingly already, as we just showed you, towards the end of the season. Here is the weekly edition, and we've seen a couple of these players tonight. Yudai Tashiro scoring the lone goal for the Blue Jays. Brandon Gould, he doesn't have one tonight yet. And I feel very comfortable in saying yet. He has been so aggressive on the offensive end.
Yeah, the ball's been on his feet quite a bit. Gould scored a couple of goals last week. He scored in 3 straight matches coming into this one, so wouldn't be surprised to see him find the back of the net. And Yudai Tashiro, we talked about him scoring off 2 free kicks in the previous match against Providence.
So those were the 5 players on the weekly honor roll. You see the goalkeeper of the week and the freshman of the week there. Look at that, 180 minutes for Rosenberg. 6 saves, only 1 goal allowed. Wow, goalkeepers of the week.
Yeah, Rosenberg has been on there quite a bit this year.
He absolutely has. And then one more. There you go, offensive and defensive Big East players of the week. 5 points for Dodson. Just a tremendous player is Derek Dodson. Scored a game winner here at this very stadium a year ago to defeat the Creighton Blue Jays. And there are the up-to-date kind of possible bracket that we could see coming up in a couple of weeks in the Big East men's soccer tournament.
Well, you talked about just the kind of the mess that is the middle. Butler coming in with 10 points. Xavier, Creighton, and Marquette starting the day with 9 points each. So these 3 points tonight, so important for one of these sides. That is, if they do get those 3 points, neither of them will feel very good about themselves if they walk away with just 1 point. There you see those updated standings.
And so coming into this one, Rob, the Blue Jays have now moved up a spot if everything ended literally right now. And so they are in the top 6 right now. Butler into the top 4. And just so interesting as this all comes to an end.
Yeah, Seton Hall, Marquette playing each other right now. Seton Hall with the 1-0 lead in the second half at Marquette, and actually just went final. St. John's defeated DePaul, so that doesn't really affect the standings for these 2 teams on the pitch tonight. But this game and the Seton Hall Marquette game currently going on, very important to the postseason hopes for those squads.
45 minutes to go, and they are just about to begin. Chilly night here in Omaha. early November. See there, Perrin Barnes, he's making his first appearance of the night for Butler. Did not get the start, didn't see any time. Started 11 of the 15 matches he's played in. That was coming in, so his 16th appearance on the year.
Yeah, just 3 substitutions for Butler in the first half. Hemi Nasser played 14 minutes. Hollenkamp and King got in the finals 2 minutes of the first half. Creighton with just 1 substitution because of their incredibly short bench.
Yeah, so many injuries. We talked about it through some of the early portion of the broadcast that the Blue Jays have had to deal with this season. Johnny Torres' first year as the head coach. And it has been tough at times with the injuries, with some of the droughts of goals that they have had. But an opportunity here. Postseason chance is still away as that one goes out. And to Butler. So much on the line.
There you see Zimmer with the ball on his feet. Talking about the Blue Jay injuries. Talking about getting Timmer back on the pitch for the Bulldogs. Missing those first 10 matches and then playing the last 5. An all-conference player. Getting him back, the preseason Big East player, to get him back on the lineup. And we see our first yellow of the match.
Yeah, 1 minute and 8 seconds into the second half. A yellow called there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that was an easy call on number 12, Griffin DeBolt. So he has the lone goal for the Bulldogs and now the lone yellow as he twisted Nico Engelking to the ground.
Well, the turnover, if he doesn't make, if he doesn't foul there and commit the infraction bad enough to get the yellow, he's leaving his keeper out to dry. Jergy back there alone, one-on-one could have been with Engelking.
And Engelking had a couple of chances in the first half. That certainly could have been one there, as had the ball just for a moment, and that shot is high off of the foot of Troston.
Troston had an opportunity there, still packed in off of the free kick. He started there by pull out this sequence. No real danger off the foot toward Troston.
Gabriel Jergy in goal. He had 7 saves last year in a 3-0 loss to the Blue Jays. 3 already in this one, but only given up 1 goal so far. Here's Gould. Gives it up. Gets it back off of the foot of Sutton. You can just see the Blue Jays defense moves with him. Timmer dropping it down to Cabrera Jr., and that one cleared for the time.
Right idea there by the freshman Cabrera Jr., just unable to connect there. And again, that play all starting by Butler going over the top and getting it to Gould out in front.
Blue Jays trying to get the ball there to Engelking. Pola. Haywood looking for Gould. Gould, the ball bounced over the head of Luke Mitchell. Wow, and then Paul Cruz has to get on the ground.
Dangerous play there by Cruz. Came off his line, but didn't immediately go to the ball here. Watch this ball check up. I don't know if Luke Mitchell perhaps got a little bit ahead on it. Maybe that's what caused the directional change.
Yeah, that was a strange play. I wonder if he was trying to get more on it. Just kind of slid right off of his head. Here's Cabrera Jr. Nice move. Tried to drop it back to Harvey and just unable to get it to him. And I think that was a mistake by Harvey, and you could see the disappointment right away.
Yeah, Harvey, that pass wasn't that far off, but Harvey just unable to stop his momentum from going forward and collect that ball.
Engelking, will he be able to chase it down? No, Barnes gets to it. And once again, Rob, you just see, as we saw throughout much of the first half, especially the early portion, where Butler, they kind of take their chances. And they just see what happens if they can get the ball anywhere near Brandon Gould. That time not doing, but just love the aggressive play. Hawkinson, speaking of aggressive, running down the pitch, being defended by DeBolt. Backs up off of him for the time being. To Ronneberg. And Troston sends it back to Bryce Gibson. Budati to Polot.
A lot of possession, but not a lot of movement by the Blue Jays.
Sent in by Espeleta and just a little too long. But you're right, Rob. As they get it back, Budati does. A lot of possession, but really nothing doing. Moving a lot side to side right now, but not forward.
Well, that's the trouble without having a real creator out there on offense for the Jays.
Here's Troston. Sends it in, and that will go out off of the right foot of Griffin DeBolt, and it leads to another corner for the Blue Jays. We saw a bevy of them as the first half came to a close, and we'll see another one here. 5 corners in the first half. First so far of half number 2, 5.5 minutes in. Tashiro. Nice job there by Barnes to head it away. First action that we have seen from him tonight, 5.5 minutes, and he's gotten involved early. Nice move there by Tashiro with Barnes on him. To Troston. To Polot. Polot, nobody in front of him. Espeleta. Back to Polot. Troston left foot. And that went off of the body of DeBolt. And a good job there by Harvey to read that pass, step in front of it. As Gould goes to the ground.
Back line of Butler there, so strong. You saw Troston get the ball on his feet just inside the 18-yard box and turned to shoot and had 3 defenders in front of him. Perfectly kept their shape and well defended.
Troston to Budati. Back line again, let's see what happens. And a nice job there by Churchy to make sure that nothing else will happen. Yeah, Rob, it's been an impressive back line. That 1 goal aside by Tashiro. They have done a really good job, and we've seen some possessions like what we just saw from Creighton, where the ball's just kind of passed around, but really not a whole lot of opportunities. It did open up late in the first half, where the Jays were able to find some holes in that back line, but still the scoreboard reads 1-1. Griffin DeBolt, left foot sends it down to Perrin Barnes. Troston.
Feeling each other out here again. It's almost like the game's starting over. A little different pace here to start the second half.
Yeah, it really is. You know, after what we saw in the last 10-15 minutes of the first half, Rob, it certainly has slowed up in half number 2. Budati gives it up to Gibson, and he'll send it back to Cruz. Job there by Myers, just stepping in front of it, but it does go out off of him.
You know, we haven't said Myers' name much tonight, but he has been an impressive force back there on the back line, just steady, not making spectacular plays, but steady enough to thwart any chances coming near him.
Yeah, he's done a really good job, especially on a couple of those set pieces. Here's Troston. Troston, nice move! And a good job there by Georgie to get in front of the post. Nice play there with Barnes in front of him from Trostin, but just not a whole lot of room left by the time it left his foot.
Yeah, Georgie had the angles covered here. You see Trostin getting pushed out. Would have been a difficult cross here across the net to find it. Had some space potentially. Georgie up to the challenge.
Jays get it back quickly. And it'll go out off of Butler.
They're gonna call a foul, I believe.
And yeah, you're right. And so it'll go back over to the Bulldogs. Jays bench, they don't like it at all. And I think that they have some beef there. He tripped over the ball, it looked like.
And the official pointed to his calf, basically, to say that he thought a Creighton player had caught the calf of a Bulldog, and not the case.
Here's Joel Harvey now as the ball just rolls by him. He's able to get it back, splits a couple defenders to Cabrera Jr. He drops it back to Haywood. Timmer has it now, and he gives it up to Haywood. Thought that there was just for a moment going to be a chance for the Bulldogs. Not yet. Sutton. And that one just a little too strong. He's looking for Louis Bolger.
Stay connected, Nico! Stay connected, Nico!
That's Johnny Torres. First season as a head coach here. He's an assistant for over a decade.
That was under 3 different head coaches, too. That was Bob Warming, Jamie Clark, and most recently, Coach Bolovich, Omar Bolovich.
Nice play there by the Jays. Trostin, is he able to get to it in time? No, he is not. As another foul is called, and now some pushing and shoving from each side. You see there, that's Nico Engelking. There's Paul Snape, head coach of Butler.
So this all started, I don't think there should have been a foul initially on this play. Watch the build-up here. Let's see where the foul is. I think Barnes is just shielding him off. I don't know that there's a foul there.
Yeah, that's toward Trostin. Yeah, I mean, certainly it looked like Rob that Barnes got to his spot first.
Trostin no doubt tripped over him.
Oh, absolutely.
Barnes didn't stick his feet out in the attempt to trip him. And then the interesting thing to me is, after that foul, Creighton got up and complained when they already had earned the foul. And I don't know what they were complaining about, and I think that's why you saw a little shove there by the Bulldogs. Like, he already got the call. What are you asking for? I don't know if they thought that it was inside the box. Certainly wasn't.
On the right is Polad. On the left is Toshiro. Toshiro has the goal for the Blue Jays tonight. Polad, Toshiro, and he loses it to Gould. Polad gets it back. Just so many bodies down there, all jumbled up from that free kick. Timmer chases it down with Toshiro on him. Timmer drops it to Sutton, and another foul is going to be called.
That's going to be a card.
And it's getting a little too physical here at Morrison Stadium. And sure enough, it is a card. On Udai Toshiro there.
Yeah, the late challenge.
Yeah, that was a good call.
Toshiro on the other end, so deadly on those free kicks. In fact, his goal earlier tonight was the first goal that he has scored in the run of play this season. His first 4 were all on direct or indirect free kicks. You, of course, had the pleasure of calling. No, you weren't here. The indirect free kick from 6 yards out.
No, I was not here. I was supposed to be on the call, and I ended up missing it.
So his first 4 goals were all off direct or indirect free kicks, and then that goal tonight in the run of play.
Ends up on national television. Meanwhile, I'm sitting on my couch. As that one sent in, Cruz is able to get it. Derek Sutton with the right foot. Butler. Yeah, that was one of the crazier goals ever, where people on social media are asking, okay, can you explain to me what happened?
Not a penalty kick inside the box,
No.
but an indirect free kick inside of the 18-yard box.
What an idea from Harvey there, was trying to drop it off to Gould. Here's Barnes. Just about 15 minutes into this into the second half rather. Alongside Rob Sims, I'm Josh Peterson, our entire crew here at Morrison Stadium. As these two teams nearing the end of the regular season. Cruz sends that one, and it goes out.
Trostin might have been able to keep it in, but unable to do so. Eric Hollenkamp back onto the pitch for the Bulldogs. Just played 2 minutes in the first half.
Ronneberg gets it back from Mitchell. Here's Polott. Polott. Will Angle King be able to chase it down? Nope, DeBolt gets to it in time.
See if Creighton can keep possession here.
See there, Torres, Johnny Torres saying that's casual. And it's interesting, Rob, it in a way still kind of looks like these two teams are feeling each other out a little bit, and a third of the half now is done. We saw so much aggressive play on both sides at the end of the first half, and a lot of that has disappeared so far. Trostin, nice job by Barnes just to take it away, and he goes to the ground. He was trying to get it to Gould, but Gould just not fast enough for that. And with Barnes on the turf, the clock stops with 29:37 remaining in the second half.
Barnes holding his arm, fell awkwardly on his arm after he got tangled up with Trostin behind the play after he sent it forward.
Andy Ellsworth went over and had a conversation. Another one of his referees.
It looks like we're gonna have a foul called. The side judge.
So a late foul there after Ellsworth went over and talked. And yeah, Johnny Torres wondering what's going on, but you're right. It is now Butler possession. Excellent touch there from Hollenkamp, trying to drop it down to Cabrera Jr.
Yeah, it was the assistant referee that called that play because the ref did not signal it initially, but then when they had the opportunity to do so, he said he missed the foul. Now a Creighton player going down injured. That's Udai Toshiro.
And it looked like for a moment the trainer for the Blue Jays was going to come onto the pitch. Toshiro still laying down. And indeed, the trainer will come out. As Eric Hollenkamp, he's holding the ball, waiting to throw it in. And so we've had now a couple of stoppages, Rob, within the span of not even a half minute.
Yeah, we talked about the feeling out here in the second half, and I think it just comes down to the teams playing a little more cautiously at this point. You don't want to expose yourself and allow a counter, an easy counter attack goal to be scored when you've had opportunities to build a goal up on your own. You don't want to commit that turnover and trying to be aggressive and give the counter attack up.
Toshiro is up, looks ready to go. And you see there, Toshiro, the senior, and the rest of the squad, their final match of the season coming in 4 days at Georgetown. Best team in the country. top of the table here in the conference. And that's why tonight, Rob, so important for the Blue Jays to get those points.
Yeah, ranked 3rd in the polls this week, but #1 in RPI and #1 in the NCAA projected field for the tournament.
And then you see what Butler has in their final match of the year, going up against Xavier, who fell today 2-1 to Providence. They came into the day, did Xavier, with 9 points, which is tied with Creighton. So much jostling going on. And these two teams have some big ones coming up next week.
Seton Hall maintaining that 1-0 lead on the road at Marquette, approaching the 70th minute there in Milwaukee.
Clock still stopped, 29:23 to go. And Rob, you wonder at this point, what's this doing for the players that are out there on the pitch? It's a cold night here in Omaha, and you can see as substitution happens, Cameron Briggs runs on. A lot of guys just trying to jump and move and stay warm.
Yeah, absolutely. It is chilly out there. Yeah, and you don't want to take this much time. You don't want to have to stretch those legs again. And you mentioned Cameron Briggs coming on. That's the twin brother of Dominic Briggs, who played in the first half. Cameron's been one of those many Blue Jays who's suffered injuries this year, has only played in 7 matches. He's played in the last 2, well, now 3 after missing 6 straight.
Jays keep it in bounds. And Toshiro, he's laying down now on the sideline with a coat on. That's the goal for the Blue Jays tonight. Here is Briggs coming on. He has Trostin to his right. Angle King was to his left and in front of him. And the boos rain down with the whistle blown.
The official with the American football holding call after that play. I don't know that I've ever seen that. Let's see the foul. Goodness, he said that he held his arm. There certainly was a touching of the arm. I don't know that there was a pull on the arm by Briggs. Both teams, understandably, getting a little more upset as time goes on with the calls going against them.
Nice job there as Cabrera Jr. lost it. Gibson just takes it away. But yeah, it really seems, Rob, the rhythm of this match has pretty much disappeared. It really was flowing so well throughout almost all of the first half, especially the end. It was just back and forth and back and forth. And this thing has grinded to a halt.
Yeah, you hear the adage of playing to win or playing to not lose.
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost as if both sides are now playing to not lose.
Yeah, it does seem as if Butler and Creighton, at this time, as another player goes down, this is Jack Haywood, they're just waiting for the other to make a mistake.
Right.
Take advantage of the mistake, get a goal, get out of here with 3 points. We'll see if that continues. Touch there by Cabrera Jr. Gould wasn't where I think he expected him to be. Angle King gives it up to Polot. And this is what we were just talking about, Rob, where it looked like they might be able to take advantage of a mistake, but just too compact.
Yeah, the Butler defense there played that incredibly well.
And it didn't help that Creighton had 3 players in the 15-yard radius of each other. Just didn't separate enough to cause the Butler defenders to go away. Mitchell gets the right leg on it. Hawkinson, nice move. Good first move by Hawkinson. Drops it down toward Trostin. Polot to Trostin. He has Briggs to his right. Nice job there by Barnes. Oh, what a defensive play. Good tackle by DeBolt there. because it looked like the Jays were going to have an opportunity. Gould just put too hard of a right foot on that. He is disappointed because he was going to have a shot. He had beaten Bryce Gibson, and all he was going to have in front of him was Paul Cruz.
The service there from Cabrera, and you see the immediate disappointment from Gould.
Wow. We saw him involved so much, Gould, in the first half. He had 5 shots, 1 of them on goal. None so far in the second half, and he's going to be kicking himself after this one, because that was a chance to add to his team-leading stat sheet. 7 goals on the year. What a defensive play by DeBolt. Jays get it back. Angle King, right foot. Nobody there. Myers stepped in front of it. Great job by the Bulldogs as Troston sends it out.
2 white shirts, 6 blue shirts back there. Easy to see why it was snuffed out. You saw the glimpse of an opportunity here from Angle King as the ball gets through to him. But watch the defense swarm in there. And again, Reese Myers making his presence known.
What a play by Myers. Troston still on the turf. After that play there, you see him down.
He went down hard, trying to prevent Butler from the counterattack. I don't know if he's just got the wind knocked out of him there. You see him trying to breathe.
What a play, though, by Reese Myers.
Right where he was supposed to be. And again, the Blue Jays, Espeleta, who fed Angle King on that pass. You didn't see him in that last replay. Didn't come forward fast enough to get across from Angle King had he decided to not shoot the ball.
Rob, Jake Ashford entering for the first time this evening. He recently had his red shirt pulled ahead of a match versus St. John's. 4th appearance on the year, started his prior 3, but that just tells you all you need to know about the injury situation that the Jays have dealt with this season.
Well, not only that, he had been practicing on the back line, and his first start was up top. So he was an offensive player in high school, but he had been practicing defense on the back line for the Blue Jays, but Coach Torres knows his offensive prowess and decided, we got to do it. We got to pull your red shirt. And he was up to the task, up to the challenge, and trying to make something happen for this Blue Jay offense, the freshman from the Kansas City area.
Yeah, he will not be playing on the back line tonight. Out of Shawnee, Kansas. Angle King battling, takes the ball away. Angle King with 4 shirts right near him, and he sends it high and over the head of Gabriel Georgi.
And you see Reese Myers raise his hand afterwards, said that's my fault, but guess what? His teammates had his back. Watch the blue shirts swarm in. You see both Bolger and Barnes there to pick up their teammate, cut down the angle. No real threat by the Blue Jays once again.
You mentioned the prowess of Ashford, Rob, in high school. 24 goals last year in 2018. He had 19 in 2017.
Offensive Player of the Year in the state of Kansas.
Just about halfway through the second half. As the regular season nears its end. Both of these teams will finish up next week on Wednesday before conference play awaits. Here's Polot. Wow, does that defense just get back so fast for Butler? Budati dropping it down to Angle King. And a corner upcoming for the Blue Jays. Barnes tried to get to it, was unable to in time.
See what the Blue Jays are able to create on the set piece. It'll be Kuba Polot taking it, but doesn't have his partner on the set pieces out there, Udai Tashiro.
And Tashiro was involved in every single corner before this one tonight, including one that led to his goal. Polot sends it in. And that ball headed up and over by Luke Hawkinson. 21:42 remaining.
I mentioned at halftime wanting to see what Creighton's defense could do. Now they've been up to the task, obviously, but it's Butler's defense that's really been the story of the second half to me.
They absolutely have. Here's Lettinen. And that one well above the head of Paul Cruz. Now, after being a little leaky near the end of the first half, as Hemi Nasser re-enters, pretty much nothing doing throughout much of the first 24 minutes for Creighton's offense.
They've been able to connect on passes and they've had possession, but when it gets into that final attacking third, the space closes in. There's navy blue shirts everywhere.
Yeah, they arrive out of nowhere. You think that the Jays have an open path, and then suddenly there's 3 or 4. Ashford, he's getting held there by Lettinen, excuse me. And then he throws him to the ground.
The fans complaining about the late whistle. The official had it all the way. He was letting them play on. If it affected play, he was going to blow it. Now we've got a yellow out of this.
So another yellow given. And yeah, that's an easy call there on Alex Lettinen, the senior out of Finland. And then he trips over Jake Ashford. Ashford, the freshman, coming on a few moments ago. It's Polot and Budati. We get to Hawkinson.
Nice job by Derek Sutton to shield off Hawkinson and let that ball run over the touchline.
70 minutes down, 20 to go.
You say that as though there's no overtime that's going to happen.
That's true. These two teams have played in their fair share this year, including the most recent match for each side. Or excuse me, for the Blue Jays. And yeah, for the Bulldogs as well, a 1-0 win, double OT versus Villanova for them, and the Jays fell 3-2 to Providence.
The Bulldogs 3-1-1 in overtime this year.
So certainly used to it. As Cameron Briggs will throw it in.
Blue Jays are 1-1-1 in overtime. Opened the season with a impressive yet disappointing, if that's possible, 2-2 draw at North Carolina. They were up 2-0 in that match.
Cabrera Jr. gets the body on it, left foot! Wow, it goes above the head of Paul Cruz. That will lead to a corner though. And he cannot believe it. Cabrera Jr., 6 goals on the year. He thought he had number 7. And he thought he had a 2-1 lead.
He certainly had the positioning to convert here. As he gets behind the Blue Jay defense, settles it incredibly well. Unbelievable touch there to settle it. It sends it over off the deflection to the Blue Jay defenders.
So here it comes, and that is headed right back away by Daniel Espeleta. Hollenkamp throws it in. Lettinen, who just picked up the yellow a couple moments ago. He has it again. A couple Blue Jays around him. Trying to curve it in was Nasser, and it's high and wide.
See the Blue Jay defense packing it in there well. also after that corner kick, a little easier to do so when it's the set piece.
Physical play, battling it out. Foul's going to be called on Hawkinson. A few physical plays there.
I think they let the first one go, which was a little tougher from the challenge by Cameron Briggs, and you're right, it was whistled on Hawkinson.
Budati shielding Nasser there. And yeah, you said it, Rob, maybe 5-10 minutes ago, that some teams play to win and then others play not to lose, and it really does seem like these two teams are just content with defense, 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 and if they get an opportunity, they'll take it. But the aggressiveness that we saw from the end of the first half on offense for both sides has really disappeared.
And credit both sides defensively too, maybe
Absolutely.
not allowing that same space that was happening in the first half.
Nasser has the ball taken away by Polat. Hollenkamp thought that he had one, but a foul called. But you're absolutely right. Part of that might just be the circumstance that both of these defenses are playing at such a high level.
Saw a moment ago that Marquette has tied it late in the second half in Milwaukee. In the 84th minute now, it's 1-1.
Marquette came into the day also with 9 points. Them, Xavier, and the Blue Jays came into today with 9. Right in front of them, Butler with 10 and Providence with 12. Providence with a 2-1 win over Xavier, so they picked up another 3. Nice pass there to Budati from Polat. He gets it back, and that goes off the body of Timmer. Polat, and another nice play there by Myers, and that will lead to a corner.
Polat found himself in front of the defense, and again, Polat likes to distribute. That might have been the opportunity to take the shot there if you're Kuba Polat.
Sent in, great aggressive play there by Georgie. By the way, Brandon Gould getting just a few minutes of rest. He is about to re-enter at the next opportunity. And that's a player Butler certainly wants back on the pitch. Hawkinson, Georgie doesn't get to it in time. He knocked it down, but he was unable to corral it. And does there before Engelking can get to it.
The spill of no consequence there because the shot was taken from such distance, nobody to clean up the mess other than Georgie himself.
Cabrera Jr. as he loses it. Espeleta, nice job. Espeleta, and just 4 shirts there of the opposite color. And so possession ends. Here's Cabrera Jr. again. Drops it down to Nasser. And that's Briggs. Move it up to Ashford. He's lost it on that first touch. Engelking chasing it down. Ashford was to his left. And a nice defensive play there by Barnes. Steps in front of it, does go out off of him. Engelking on the turf.
I'm not sure why Barnes let that one go.
And did he not think that he had touched it?
He pointed out to Engelking like he had thought it was going off of him, but regardless, he had about 4 or 5 yards to collect it himself.
So will it cost him? There's Polat. Gould still on the sideline. .1240 in regulation. Budotti keeps it in. Letton gets it. Cabrera Jr. Great job there with Budotti on him. And now he's on the ground. Hawkinson to Ashford to Polott. He was trying to get it to Engelking, and I think Engelking's tired right now. He's been running up and down the pitch quite a bit over the last few minutes.
Well, and you see Diego Dutil getting ready to check in for the Jays, and he very likely will be coming in for Engelking, and you're absolutely right. He looks gassed out there, and again, the limited number by the Blue Jays of bodies to use showing up now on the field. And the fitness of Engelking.
Nice defensive play again by Reese Myers. Yeah, Engelking, yeah, he will come over to the bench now as Diego Dutil will enter. Engelking did that a lot in the first half too. So he's been going up and down, and yeah, you can see he's tired as he will head to the bench. 78 minutes. Every single minute until that moment. 11:10 remaining.
Once again, trying to go over the top to their Texas target. Brandon Gould.
There's Dutil for the first time. Gave it to Polott. It goes off the foot of Jack Haywood.
Good news for the Blue Jays. Udai Toshiro talking with Johnny Torres as though he may be ready to check back in.
And starting stretching exercises. Hawkinson. Budotti, 10.5 to go. Gets it back from Polott. Sends it in, and that goes out off of Luke Hawkinson. Or excuse me, no, that was Jake Ashford.
A tough pass to try to settle, but my goodness, if the freshman could have made something out of this pass. Didn't know that he was expecting it to arrive at his feet just the way he reacted to it.
Brandon Gould back on the pitch. There he is. Trying to get it to Cabrera Jr. Gibson was able to beat him to the punch. And so with a few minutes of rest now under his belt, what will that mean for Gould and the Butler offense? He touched the ball so many times in the first half, really put his stamp on it even without scoring. No shot attempts though in this half. That ball goes beyond Ashford. The entire offense for Butler really hasn't had that many shot opportunities. Only 2 in the first half. They had 9 in the first 45 minutes.
Yeah, just 2 here in the second half, the first 35 minutes. Credit the Blue Jay defense. And quite frankly, credit the Blue Jay offense. They're kind of playing the way the style they played under Bolovich was. Their offensive possession has prevented the Bulldogs from having much of an offensive possession. Kind of the defense by offense method.
Yeah, they've really dominated that. Hawkinson in, or has the ball, excuse me. Toshiro is back in. Here's Ashford. Ashford was trying to get it to Hawkinson, and a nice defensive play by Barnes. Great read there, stepping in front of it and not giving the Jays a chance as the ball was lost by Sutton there on that cross. Here's Briggs with Ashford to his right. Briggs trying to split that Butler defense and kicked away by Georgie. There's Toshiro back on the pitch for the first time in a while. Had an injury earlier in the half. Polott was trying to get to Budotti and just wasn't there.
Well, for the first time over those last 2-3 minutes, Blue Jays actually had some spacing on offense. You see there Briggs' opportunity trying to go up against two Bulldog defenders. Couldn't quite maintain possession long enough to get a clean attempt. Perhaps the Blue Jays sensing some cracks in the Butler defense here in the final minutes.
Yeah, we saw that at the end of the first half, and for the first time in the second half, perhaps we're seeing it. Budati to Hawkinson, he goes to the ground. Back up quickly. See Teal there. Six and a half in regulation. Gibson trying to get it to Budati. He does. Budati sends it across. He was looking for Toshiro. Nice job again, though, by that back line. They have really read those passes well tonight. Hawkinson. Budati might try to get it there. Budati drops it off. Hawkinson near the end line, sends it up and over, and a nice job again by that defense from Butler. And that shot goes wide off the foot of Jack Ronneberg.
Butler wanted the offside flag to go up there. The clearance from Timmer.
Trying to get it to Jake Ashford, the freshman. His fourth career match after having his red shirt pulled. No goals on the young season for him. Harvey trying to get it to Gould, and Cruz will clean it up.
That's one of the signature moves Creighton fans have seen from Cruz. As a freshman last year, haven't seen it as much this year just because he hasn't played as much, but certainly willing to come off of his line and aggressively play balls coming in.
Diego Dutil with a foul there. Timmer fell down and face actually hit the soccer ball. His chin did. Looks to be okay though. 4:45. Here's a replay. Slipped the ball away just in time. Joel Harvey, the left foot. To Letnin. And a nice job there by Cruz. Just trying to get it to Brandon Gould. Could have been a handball there on Ashford. Paul Snape, head coach of Butler. You can see him down there in the middle of your screen. He wanted one. Didn't get one. Polot to Ashford. He gets it back. Ronneberg. Hawkinson, as the Jays offense moves with him. Tried to get it to Toshiro, but once again, a Butler player awaited.
The spacing appears to be there for the Blue Jays. Up into a point. It closes in. Bulldogs flirting with danger seemingly on every possession by the Jays as they get in there, but they don't panic. They keep their formation. They keep their form.
Wanted a handball again, this time on Udai Toshiro, but you're right, they just move as one, Rob. Nice job there by Briggs, good footwork, good control of his body as well. 3 minutes and 3 seconds remaining in regulation. It looks like we will have extra soccer tonight unless one of these two teams can get a late goal. Dutiel to Ashford. Just unable to get a good foot on it. But Polot steps in front of it to Budati. Gibson sends it to Polot. Polot to Ronneberg. Ronneberg to Dutiel. Dutiel! And just too many Butler bodies there again, including Reese Myers. We have said his name a lot over the last 20 minutes. He has done an excellent job on that side of the pitch.
Just staying calm, under pressure.
Budati. And that one doesn't go out. Budati to Shishiro. What a spin move by Dutiel, and that will go out, and it sets up a corner. The Jays can't believe that they didn't get that one into the net. But now Shishiro, he will go over there and do the honors again. Diego Dutiel, he thought that he had the game winner. Under a minute and a half now. Shishiro. Header by Gibson! And Georgie cleans it up.
That's the target you're aiming for if you're the Blue Jays, the 6'5" Bryce Gibson.
Only one goal in his entire career, the senior, and he was close there to number 2. 6'5", 180, the senior out of Lee's Summit, Missouri, 53 seconds. Here's Polot. Yunus Budati. Little give and go. Budati, that's sent out by Joel Harvey, 37 seconds. Polot gets it back. To another corner, 20 seconds. Yunus Budati, perhaps the last opportunity of the regulation time. Shishiro with 10 seconds. Shishiro sends it in. And a nice job there to clear it out by Lettinen. Final opportunity and nothing doing, and regulation ends with this match knotted up at 1-1. Wow.
You know, I can't think of a better day of the year to go into overtime than when daylight saving ends, because we get the hour back anyway.
That's true.
Let's play extra soccer. Let's do it.
So the second straight match now that both of these teams will play in overtime. Butler defeated Villanova in double OT, and Creighton was also able to get a win, or excuse me, they lost to Providence. Wow. So more soccer awaits when we return. 1-1 through 90 minutes. How much more is left to play in Omaha? However much is left, we will have it for you on the other side. 1-1, more soccer to come next on the Big East Digital Network.
It's time to fuel your ambitions by taking charge of your student debt. At SoFi, we've helped over 250,000 people refinance their student loans, saving thousands of dollars. Now you can pay off your student loans faster and reach your goals sooner. See how much you can save in just 2 minutes at SoFi.com/save.
We aren't just dreamers. We're doers.
time. None of you people can tell me to stop.
Good things happen when you unleash a Butler Bulldog.
My time. None of you people can tell me to stop.
Those fans bundled up here at Morrison Stadium in Omaha, Nebraska. They don't know how much longer they'll be bundled up. 1-1 at the beginning of overtime between Creighton and Butler as the Blue Jays get ready for half number 2. Let's take a look, Rob, at the stats and what has unfolded throughout the entirety of this match. It really was a different second half compared to what we saw in the first 45 minutes.
Yeah, you see that shot differential. That's because of a 12-2 shot advantage by the Blue Jays over the Bulldogs there in the second half. So 12 shots for the Jays, 3 on goal, so 3 saves had to be made by Georgie. The Blue Jays didn't even have to make a save. No shots on goal by Butler in the second half, and Creighton with 5 corner kicks in the second half alone to now double up Butler in that category.
So you see there, yeah, like Rob just mentioned, it did change a ton and a lot of late opportunities for the Blue Jays, including attempting a corner with 10 seconds remaining. And so, Rob, these are 2 teams that are tired. We just mentioned it, both of them playing now in back-to-back overtime matches. The Jays fell in the 98th minute of the first overtime period to Providence in their most recent match. It went into double OT for Butler in a 1-0 win over Villanova. And the Blue Jays, as we've talked about throughout this one, of course it's a very thin roster with all of the injuries that they have dealt with. And so you just wonder how much left do they have in the tank? But you could say the same question for Butler as it went into double overtime for them in the most recent match.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see who's out there, how aggressively they attack for both sides. Obviously, Creighton had the possession for a majority of the second half. Just looking at those stats, you can see why. Stats don't always tell the story in soccer, but that possession was dominated by the Blue Jays in the second half.
Don't forget, postseason tickets are now available for 2 Big East Fall Championships presented by Jeep. For tickets to the Big East Women's Soccer Championship, semis, and final in Omaha, November 7th and the 10th, head to bigeast.com/WSOC tickets. So the overtime period off and running. If you're new to the college game, 2 10-minute periods is the max for overtime, but it is golden goal. So if a team scores, they win. Cabrera is pulled down there, and that is an easy foul call. 30 seconds now in. A yellow is going to be given out to Diego Dutil.
Yeah, no doubt there's an infraction, but my goodness, I don't know that merited a yellow. Wow. This could be dangerous.
Yeah, Wilmer Cabrera Jr., he goes to the turf right outside of the box. Big moment. So like I was explaining, it is golden goal. Either side scores and this match is over and 3 points are awarded.
A win for Butler puts them into the Big East Championship. Creighton still with a little bit of work to do.
Haywood standing in front of it, off to the right, Joel Harvey. And Haywood, that's just high, just above the reach of Paul Cruz. And no goal scored there, the Jays dodge one.
Right idea. Just sent high.
Almost the perfect execution.
Almost would have been better off had he been back a few yards because of the way that dipped in after it went over the bar. If he had had that dip a little bit further distance.
Yeah, one of those plays where you're just a little too close.
So Butler already with half as many shots as they had in the entire second half here in the first minute of overtime.
They really almost took advantage of that one. Here's Cabrera Jr. again. He's going to go to the turf once more. No foul called there. Hawkinson going the other way. Toshiro off to his left. Hawkinson pulls up for the time being. And a nice job there by Haywood to kick it away. He went to the ground. Nothing was called. He gets up limping. And he looks okay. Bolot, Toshiro, Dutiel, and Georgie knocks it down.
Like the idea there by Dutiel. Kind of calm in space, had a little bit of space, and you know what? Try it. I think if he could have put it anywhere other than right at Georgie, at least make Georgie work for it, could have had the goal himself.
Tackle there by Luke Mitchell. I think he might have caught them off guard a little bit just with the nonchalant nature of the play there, Rob.
I agree.
And you see the tackle there, and it's Brandon Gould, player that Butler wants to see on the turf as the clock continues to tick. 7:20 to go in the first overtime period.
Creighton has already been whistled for 3 fouls here in the first 3 minutes. Overtime, they committed just 4 fouls total in the second half.
It's a good call. Luke Mitchell sliding in there. So it's Jack Haywood with Diego Dutiel in front of him. Haywood. Gould with Briggs in front of him, and it goes off of Butler.
Don't get us wrong, 1 point for both sides is helpful. Certainly doesn't hurt either side. But we've mentioned it, the win gets Butler in. That's what we know. The win certainly goes a long way to helping Creighton's chances. 1 point, not quite as helpful.
No, absolutely not.
Though with Seton Hall defeating Marquette tonight, keeps Marquette at bay.
Cabrera Jr. and Cruz gets on the ground, knocks it out though, and so another corner upcoming. Man, we have said Wilmer Cabrera Jr.'s name a lot in the first 4 minutes and 20 seconds of this overtime period. He's been involved a ton.
He's an impressive freshman. Colombian, out of the IMG Academy in Florida. His dad, obviously a pro for a long time, a professional head coach.
Nice job by Cruz. There's a lot of white shirts around him as well.
Cabrera with soccer chops for sure.
He has been a fun player to watch tonight. Ashford thought it was going to be able to keep it in bounds, but he doesn't. And you could hear maybe microphones picked it up. Paul Snate talking to Cabrera, telling him to do those corners. Goes out off of Butler.
Brief rest there to start this overtime period for Espeleta. He's back on now for Diego Dutiel, who picked up that yellow earlier.
Busy 5.5 minutes for Dutiel in the overtime period.
Shot. Got yellow.
That goes off of Cabrera Jr. Gould Sutton. And he gets it back from Cabrera Jr. Great defense, just really packing it in. Cabrera Jr. Here's a shot for Butler. That was Sutton. And nice defense by Yunus Budati. Jays trying to counter. Just not enough bodies. As Ashford unable to get to it, but Barnes is. And they'll send it back to Georgie. 3.5 left. Tashiro trying to get it. Dropped down to Ashford. And now it goes the other way. Derek Sutton to Gould. Jump over Hawkinson, who gets up limping just a tad. For Cabrera Jr., he spins around. Was hoping to give it back to Harvey, but nice defense there by Creighton.
The script has been flipped here in the overtime period. All of the offense coming at this goal since halftime. Creighton the last 45 minutes, and now Butler attacking.
Nice tackle there by Cameron Briggs, but another stoppage as Hawkinson is on the ground and he's getting helped out.
Good sportsmanship here
by the opposition.
That's great. Cramping up there a little bit. Jack Haywood saying, I know what you're going through. I'll help you out, man.
Long season, second straight overtime match. Little chilly. 2:38 to go in the first overtime period. Looks like we might see a couple of substitutions. Nico Engelking toward Troston for the Blue Jays. Troston and Engelking, they enter.
We saw that replay of Hawkinson when he was down on the ground trying to play the ball near midfield and kind of started the process of the cramping up, and he'll come off now. Been a long night for Hawkinson.
Tashiro, he exits as well.
Hawkinson had played all 97 minutes so far.
Haywood just lost possession. Here's Ashford. He has Troston to his left. He does drop it off to him in time. And Troston just kind of hung up there. Espeleta, nice move to Troston. Gets it by the ref to Polak. Two minutes to go. Engelking. Ronneberg sends it to Briggs. Briggs back to Espeleta. Polak, he had Troston in front of him. Ronneberg, here is Troston. And just too many Butler players around him. The Jays do get it back though. Luke Mitchell was very close to Brandon Gould. Had a hold of his shirt for a time being, and they get it back. Nice job there by Joel Harvey to avoid the corner with 1:13 to go.
Remaining in the first overtime period.
Mitchell to Briggs. And another nice defensive play there by Louis Bolger. And that'll go out off of Troston. 35 seconds left. Nice play there by Cabrera Jr. Excellent touch back to Sutton. Sutton drops it down to Cabrera Jr. Keeps it in. 12 seconds to go. He goes to the ground, no foul called. Cameron Briggs just took it away. And that'll go out with 2 seconds, and that is the end of the first overtime period. And still, the match remains 1-1. 2 more minutes now until the final overtime period begins.
Scoring this as a boxing match. I'll give the points to Butler for the first overtime period. They definitely had the better attack, and they did a great job of thwarting any offensive opportunities that Creighton tried to create. You could see Creighton getting penetration, getting a build-up, almost getting the shot, and Butler coming in and snuffing it out. And you wonder if Coach Torres will talk to them about that. That's a lot of times they're doing a great job of penetrating the Butler defense, but then waiting that 1 extra second, and it's costing them because they are being dispossessed by the back line of the Bulldogs.
Yeah, we saw that near the end of that overtime period. Let's take a look now at the updated standings and why this match is so important. You see there, Butler currently sitting in 4th place after the results of today and this evening. The Blue Jays sitting at 6th. And so you know why a win here and those 3 points are so valuable. The Blue Jays would get up to 12, while Butler right now, they're sitting at 10. So a win could get them to 13 points and put them squarely in that 4th place spot.
Yeah, and that win by Seton Hall really muddied things up even more, putting Seton Hall with 10 points, jumping up from their 7, keeping Marquette at 9. Just a jumbled mess there. And again, a reminder, the top 6 make the Big East Championship field.
Let's take a look at how we got here in this match. It was so early on that the first goal was scored. You can see it's, kind of bright. Maybe the sun's just setting, and a nice job there by DeBolt. That was 3 minutes and 9 seconds into the entire match. And that one in the 26th minute by Udai Toshiro, that tied it up. And that's where we have been. That was 25-35 into this one. Hours ago when that goal was scored.
One more opportunity for these teams to come away with 3 points. You see Hawkinson back there on top of the ball, cramped up, his body kind of locked up on him after playing 97 minutes in a row. Got a break there, came off the pitch for the final 3 minutes of the first overtime period, and see what the Blue Jays are able to come up with Hawkinson back on the pitch now.
Well, you said it, Rob. It is daylight saving time. It comes to an end overnight. Don't forget, fall back. So stay up, watch some of the soccer with us, and then you get that extra hour of sleep.
We get an extra hour, we might as well spend part of it watching some free soccer.
Absolutely, as 20 seconds in to this one, Jack Haywood goes down. We saw that in the first overtime period, Rob, where immediately there was a yellow and a free kick opportunity, and Butler off of the foot of Wilmer Cabrera Jr. They almost exited this one 15 minutes ago. And now they're going right to left are the Bulldogs. Gotta go out, back to the Bulldogs.
Back here, guys. Hey, back here, back here.
Joel Harvey. There's just confusion on where he's supposed to stand to throw it in. Time ticking off the clock. Polot to Hawkinson. Budati, he's going to drop it down to Budati. Just unable to get to the spot in time. Eric Hollenkamp instead. Budati still on the turf. You can see him there at the top of the screen. Jay's incredulous, including Nico Engelking. He was running down. He couldn't believe that no foul was called.
Looked like a play on the ball.
Here's Timmer the other way. Nice move. Jared Timmer dropping it down to Sutton, and he goes out. 7:50 to go.
Tired legs out there right now, and that heavy touch prevented the Bulldogs from keeping it in and cashing in on an offensive opportunity.
Jays, in their most recent match, they lost in the 98th minute. Going into that first extra time period, Butler, they went all the way into the second overtime in a 1-0 win over Villanova. So 2 straight overtime games, 2 straight double OT games for the Bulldogs. And yeah, you can see the tired legs on both sides.
Yeah, during their 5-1-1 stretch in October, the Bulldogs played 4 overtime matches in their last 7. Now make it 5 out of 8.
Raise their level of play in the most important time of the year. Will they get 1 point? Will they get 3? Will they get none? 6:50 to go. Espeleta has to split a couple defenders, but once again, another awaits. Gould just unable to get to it. He's disappointed in that ball, and it goes to Bryce Gibson and the Blue Jays. Hawkinson spins to Budati. Budati trying to get it to Hawkinson. Great move by Luke Hawkinson. Headed out of bounds. Reese Myers.
There he is again. The junior college All-American, the transfer from Eastern Florida State in his first year at Butler. Started all 14 matches he's played in, and man, he has been big tonight.
Absolutely, yes. Polot sends it in. Gibson was able to get a head on it, and a goal is scored! The Blue Jays win! They pick up 3 points, and it's the first career goal from Jake Ashford.
Unbelievable finish. Chaos in the 6-yard box. And it was the finish by the freshman to keep the Blue Jays' hope alive. Here we see it.
Wow. Gabriel Georgie, you see he saved it there, but was unable to get both paws on it. And it bounces back to Ashford, and he scores. He had 24 goals last year in high school, 19 the year before. Had his red shirt pulled only a few matches ago. Comes off of the bench, scores, and the Blue Jays, after trailing 1-0, 4 minutes into the match, get the 2-1 victory.
Incredible finish. Incredible fight from this short-handed Blue Jays squad to come away with a humongous 3 points in the Big East standings.
What a match in Omaha. The players celebrating over in the student section as they pick up 3 valuable points with 1 more match still to go in the regular season at Georgetown. Let's head down to the pitch and welcome in head coach Johnny Torres as the Jays pick up the 2-1 victory. Coach, we've been talking about Ashford over the last couple of weeks as you pulled his red shirt. Did you think he had something like this in him when you decided to make that move?
No, absolutely. Obviously, he's. I brought him here to play center back, ironically. But, you know, it's been that type of year. We've had so many injuries, and I can't be more proud of these guys for the resilience that they have, for the camaraderie that they've showed, and they've stayed together all through the entire process in regards to all the injuries we've had. So I couldn't be more proud of our fellas.
Hey, Johnny, it's Rob. You guys dominated possession in the second half and were unable to find the back of the net. What's it say about the fight from your team to come away with this overtime victory?
You know, it's great. Butler's a hell of a team, and they've had some big wins this season, and I think it does a lot for us going forward with the turmoil that we've had in regards to injuries to be able to get 3 points against a team like Butler. Their class.
Coach, congratulations on the victory. Enjoy it.
Thank you.
That is head coach Johnny Torres. And he says it there, Rob. The Jays pick up 3 valuable points. They move to 4-4 in conference, 8-6-1 on the year. Butler falls to 9-6-1 and now 3-4-1 in the Big East.
Well, and the word that Coach Torres used too, turmoil. I mean, it absolutely has. We talked about this was not the team, those starting 11, certainly not the starting 11 Coach Torres expected to be playing in the first match in November, but yet they still fight. They still come away with a big win against a very good Butler squad.
And that is all she wrote. What a match at Morrison Stadium in Omaha. Senior night. A goal from a senior to level play in the first half, and a goal from a freshman in double overtime to give the Jays the victory and 3 valuable points. For our entire crew here in Omaha, Nebraska, and my partner Rob Sims, I am Josh Peterson. Thank you so much for joining us. Jays pick up 3 valuable points and win 2-1 over Butler.